What's going on, everybody? Glad you're here. Today's a doozy. So I covered a video. Let everyone get in the room here from Tri-State Audit News, and this guy was a legit badass, right? A lot of people, you start getting big channels like myself, you get out there, and the threat of arrest, it's impending, right? And there's some folks that are like, "Oh, listen, I gotta get out of here." By the way, I want to thank JC News Now for a super chat to start. But this guy knew the arrest was coming and he took it. He was basically like, "Come on over. You want to arrest me? Cross the street. Let's fight this out in court." Didn't work so well for the cop. And I wish I could say it never does, but that's the thing. It normally does. So he was taking a chance when he did this, and he took a chance for freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed already, this is Tri-State Audit News coming up there. We'll give him 1 second to get back. He's coming. Give him 1 second. And guys, put a 1 in the chat if you've seen Tri-State Audit News, the video that I did the other day. As if your business, rocking 18 months. Yep, I've taken the ride as well. That's right, you have. We'll give him 1 second to come back. I know he's got some family over there, so I'll wait till I see him backstage. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the video, and if you're subscribed. Put a 2 if you have no idea who he is, or if you've not seen the video. He's back right now. There he is.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So a lot of people in the chat are saying that they've seen your video. They know who you are. You sent me an email of this video, right?
Yeah.
So I take a look at this video and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh man, this guy's getting arrested. And when I called him, I was like, this is what you got to do. This is how you got to fight the case. You got to get a criminal lawyer. You got to do this, that, and the other thing. He says, Josh, slow down. I beat the case. And I was like, what kind of friggin' hero is this guy, right? And so tell us a little bit. We're going to jump into the intro of the video, and then I'm going to have you kind of tell your story, like without the video. Kind of tell us how you felt in that moment, chat with the chat for a little bit. Is that all right?
Certainly.
All right, guys. So this is, and then we're going to stick around. We get something huge after this. So we're going to pull it up here. This is the video that I did. We're just going to do a brief intro. It's called Illegally Arrested, Charges Dropped, Lawsuit Incoming. So let's take a peek.
Leave me alone. You do your business. Don't mind mine. Excuse me?
Come over here with me.
Excuse
You
me?
can't stand here and start screaming at people across the
Excuse me?
street.
He started hollering at me first, sir.
Walk over here with me.
I'd ask you to back up and leave me alone.
You're going to get arrested.
I'm going to get arrested for what?
You're
For what?
interfering with the police investigation.
I'm not
You
interfering
can't
with
start
nothing.
screaming along
I'm
the
not
road.
interfering with
Look at all
nothing.
these people stopping.
The cop hollered at me first.
You can't
Thank
do
you
that.
very much.
You can't do
I'll
that.
tell him he can't do that.
Come over here.
I'm going to respond when somebody hollers at
You
me.
can't start screaming along the road.
When somebody hollers at me, I'm going to respond back.
Move off the shoulder over to the side. Yeah. Sir,
Right now, I'm feeling.
you're going to get locked up for disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct? You can't lock me up for disorderly conduct.
You're under
All
arrest.
right.
In the afternoon of August 8th, 2023, Tri-State Audit News witnessed a traffic stop. It appeared the driver was being harassed and hassled by the police. He quickly pulled out his camera and started filming. When the police realized their illegal actions would be exposed, they stopped focusing at the task at hand and started focusing on how to harass the camera person. Not only was he treated like a dog and told to shut up by deputies, he was threatened with arrest and ultimately was arrested. It seems the police forgot that they could not be the complaining party in a disorderly conduct charge, but it wasn't really about knowing or not knowing the law. It was about violating and stopping someone who is going to expose their illegal activity. And expose them he did. So Tri-State Audit News, you were arrested for engaging in free press. What was the outcome of that?
Today I went to court for these charges on this arrest. They were no processed, dismissed. So we, the people, have once again won All charges were dismissed. So another win for we the people.
Thanks, Tri-State, for the update. And absolutely a win for we the people. But it was a win at Tri-State's own sacrifice. And that's absolutely what this was, a sacrifice. And the old adage comes into play and has never been more true. You can beat the case, but you can't always beat the ride. So what did Tri-State beat? What did he win here for we the people? Count 1, resisting or interfering with arrest, nel prosequi. Count 2, disorderly conduct, nel prosequi, dismissed. Obstructing and hindering, dismissed, nel prosequi. Total fine, $0. And what exactly is a nel prosequi or a nel pros? So that's kind of the up. Let me unmute his mic here. So we did this video. Now, before we released your video, and you had just uploaded it, Tri-State, how many subscribers did you have at the time?
Like 596. I really don't do much on YouTube. Everything I do now is going to be put on YouTube in the future. But I had a private channel that everybody was in, and we kind of dropped that channel now, and I'm just going to go live YouTube everything.
So this is Tri-State's channel. Make sure you subscribed. I am. My notification bell is set. In fact, his premiere of this video, the entire video, uncut, completely raw, is going to be happening towards the end of this live stream. Now, what I want to get into very, very quickly is I want to go back to this stop. So we're going to watch some more footage. You see this guy. It's very clear that he's being hassled. And you did a great job of remaining quiet almost the whole time, right? I mean, you really didn't say anything until towards the end.
Right. That was my main focus, to try and capture what was going on with him, because I knew what was going on wasn't right. That man shouldn't have been in handcuffs. They shouldn't have been seizing his property, which is a civil asset forfeiture thing that they're doing all over the country now. They're taking people's money and property, and the people aren't getting it back because you have to prove your innocence to get that back, and it costs you a lot of money to do that.
So at one point, Tri-State, you started speaking up. So we're going to jump into that part. But what was the part where you had finally said, enough is enough? I have to have my voice heard. What prompted you to start speaking out in this video?
Well, I did want to ask, try and get what was going on. But what really got me upset was that when the cop hollered at me and told me to shut up. Not shutting up. I'm trying to find out what's going on. That was my main goal, to try and help that guy, because what they were doing to him wasn't right.
Well, that's the mark of a true activist. So, guys, you're going to see it. I'm just going to show a very brief clip because I want you to watch a whole 40 minutes on his channel. We're going to watch together. I'll be there. But there's a point where they start getting hands-on with this guy. Dude's not breaking any laws. He's not doing anything wrong. Tri-State Audit News is across the street, peacefully exercising his First Amendment right. The cops start going hands-on. At this point, Tri-State says, look, you don't have to manhandle him. And then we're going to jump to that point in the video when the cop comes across the street and this issue starts happening. So let's jump to that point real quick. I want to show you the level of professionalism from the Allegheny County Sheriff's Office in Maryland. So let me bring just this quick part up real quick. I want you guys to take a look at this. We'll take a quick watch.
Now what are you manhandling him for?
Okay, buddy. Give me a few minutes. You're doing good.
Leave me alone. You do your business. Don't mind mine.
I got my door in the corner, bro. Yo, I got a door, bro.
exactly. They don't care if they mess the man's life up.
Now, this is important for you guys to recognize at home. So, this guy's getting manhandled. Tri-State Audit News yells, "Stop manhandling him." The first thing the sheriff's deputy does is turn around to Tri-State Audit News and tell him to shut up. So that's extremely professional behavior coming from that deputy. And then you said something, Tri-State Audit News. You said, "You mind your business, don't mind mine." And that sounds pretty familiar. Where did you come up with that?
It just came to me. I didn't know
love it.
I didn't really know what was coming out of my mouth at the time.
I say that a lot in my videos. I say, "You mind your business, I'll mind mine." Or I'll say, "Listen, I've been minding
That
my
probably
for 35
that
years."
may have been why it was stuck in my head, because I do watch all your videos.
This is the point where they start conspiring. Whatever is so serious that they want to abuse this driver, it's no longer important. There's only one thing that's important, and that's trying to hem up the guy with the camera who's simply making sure this driver is safe. And this is how it plays out.
All for their egos. Excuse me?
Come over here with me.
Excuse
You
me?
can't stand here and start screaming at people across the
Excuse me?
street. You
He started hollering at me first, sir.
walk over here with me.
I'd ask you to back up and leave me alone.
You're going to get arrested.
I'm going to get arrested for what?
You're
For what?
interfering with the police investigation.
I'm not
You can't
interfering with
start
nothing.
screaming along
I'm
the
not
road.
interfering with
Look at all
nothing.
these people stopping and looking
The
at you.
cop hollered at me first.
You can't
Thank
do
you
that.
very much.
You can't do
I'll
that.
tell him he can't do that.
Come over here.
I'm going to respond when somebody hollers at
You
me.
can't start screaming along the road.
When somebody hollers at me, I'm going to respond back.
Move off the shoulder over to the side. Sir,
Right now, I'm filling.
you're going to get locked up for disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct? You can't lock me up for disorderly conduct.
You're under
All
arrest.
right, they're locking me up for disorderly conduct. I wasn't disorderly. You hollered at me.
Whoa, you didn't swing that.
You just
I
burned me.
wasn't swinging.
You just burned me with your cigarette.
How did I burn?
You just burned me with your cigarette.
Okay, all right.
And that's the buildup, guys. So you see several things happening here, and this is called the buildup. This is what cops do. When they understand they have no reason for arrest, I don't know if you've seen it, but here's what they started doing. So the first thing they're saying is that he's obstructing. Now, Tri-State Audit News is a very smart guy, smarter than these cops, and it's actually, if you didn't know, it's not hard to be smarter than a cop. It's actually a very low bar that's set there. But Tri-State Audit News says, he was hollering at me, I hollered back at him. So then the cop moves into, "Oh, well, look at all these people looking at you." And he goes, "No, they can look all they want. You guys are making a disturbance on the side of the road." And then he transitions into, "Oh, well, you're not allowing us to conduct our investigation." Some of you might not want to take the arrest, but obstruction, Tri-State's right, okay? It's absolutely a physical act, okay? You must physically disrupt the police's ability to do their job safely on behalf of the citizen, not the police, and conduct their investigations. You have to be over there in the way. Or, for example, if Tri-State Audit News, the only way it's not physically interrupting is if Tri-State Audit News was in the middle of the road. And now he's putting himself in danger, and Tri-State safety is taking away from the sanctity of the investigation that they're conducting. That didn't work either. So now the police are back to the disorderly conduct route. And he's reminding the cops that the police can never be the complaining party in a disorderly conduct case. So finally, you'll see at the end what they were trying to do. Okay. They said, "Oh, you burned me with the cigarette." Somehow think that Tri-State Audit News has the ability to control his hands. Your hands are behind your back and they're restrained. Then you can't control what. Thank you, Hillsborough. I'm going to go over all the super chats at the end. You can't control what's happening to you. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build up the resisting arrest case. So let's see on our screen everything that he was charged with. Let's pull it up. So on the screen here, Tri-State, we have resisting, interfering with arrest. So if you guys don't know, you can't resist an arrest that was never effected. So, for example, if they go to this guy right here, a goddamn American hero, make sure you subscribe to him because he's out there doing real work. If they go up to him and say, well, you're being disorderly, and there's no victims beside the police. And he says, I'm not being disorderly. And they say, well, you are being disorderly. You're under arrest. And Tri-State Audit News fights them. He has not resisted an arrest. You cannot resist an arrest that has not taken place. Number 2, disorderly conduct. There were no complaining parties. The police can't be the complaining parties, so there was no disorderly conduct. Obstructing and hindering. Obstruction, is we just discussed, is a physical act, so it's not possible that Tri-State Audit News obstructed their investigation or hindered their investigation. And like I said earlier, the old adage is absolutely true. You can beat the case, but you can't always beat the ride. And that saying exists because there's some police that don't know the law and they want to act on emotion. They also said that he was inciting, right? He's inciting. No one was incited. If that guy that got pulled over and being hassled by the police, being upset that his rights were violated, that's also not incitement. That is resisting an unlawful arrest. The Constitution's pretty clear that we can use up to deadly force to protect ourselves against anybody. You have the right to defend yourself. So, Tri-State, you knew that you were arrested. What was your bond when you were arrested?
I got out on my own recognizances. The commissioner was very nice. There wasn't an issue there, so thank God it didn't cost me a lot of money there.
And did they give you any stipulations when they let you out?
No stipulations when they let me out. The only thing that's stunk about the whole situation, the police went over to the place where my car was parked and told them that my car was parked there and that it needed towed. And it cost me $200 to get my car back.
So your car, you were illegally arrested, and in turn, your car was illegally towed. That cost you $200. And what have the police done to give you that money back? How have they made it right with you? How have they made it square?
They haven't.
They haven't. So I just want to make sure I understand this for the folks at home. You're a family man. You got some relatives visiting. You got doing all the right things as far as family goes. You're outside. You're not breaking any laws. You're exhibiting your First Amendment rights. Because you're exercising your rights, you're not only holding the police accountable, you're exposing their illegal behavior. Your freedom is stripped. Your rights are terminated. Your car is towed. You're booked into a jail facility. For all intents and purposes, you're kidnapped, and then you have to pay $200 to get your vehicle back. It should have never been gone in the first place. And the police in no way have made this right for you.
No, even after I went into the police station the next day and voiced my opinion about that, and let them know how bad that was going to hurt me and my grandchild that I take care of, taking the food out of that boy's mouth. We had to suffer and eat hot dogs and beans all month to survive.
So you're telling me that because of what they did, your grandson, so you're on this live stream while also, and folks at home, he's going back and forth to take care of his grandson. You're telling me that because of this, literally your family had to starve.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, we made it through. We ate hot dogs and beans, but we survived.
So I find that completely unacceptable. And I think the people here find that unacceptable also. Guys, I actually have to, so go to the chat. Pinned in the top of the chat is a comment. Now, I always have my pay links in there. I want you to ignore that. I want you to click on that link, and then it literally says Tri-State, okay? Then it has his PayPal and his Cash App, okay? In fact, what I'm going to do while we're talking right here is I'm going to redo this. I'm going to get rid of mine, and we're just going to put his up there. We need to help him out. He took a ride for your freedom, okay? I don't normally do this, ever. But this guy's struggling to feed his family, and they lost in court. They lost in court. So let me do this right here. I'm going to put this in the chat so everyone here, you guys don't have to do anything. I'm going to make it super easy for you. We're going to get rid of my pay links because I always just have them there if anyone wants to help out. So let's do this. I'm dropping them in the chat right now. looks good. Okay, let me space that out so it comes across right. All right, so perfect. I got his Cash App and his PayPal. So now pinned to the top of the chat. If you guys go there, let's make it right. Let's help him out. He took a ride for us. Now, something I want to draw your attention to, and this is normally how this works, and this has happened with me as well. When I was in Laplace, Louisiana, I was arrested by St. John's the Baptist Parish. They told us it was illegal for filming, and it got to the point it was so corrupt. They started getting so many phone calls. The sheriff came down and unarrested us. We got like the TB shots, and we're strip search and all this. And I get a letter that says, in the best interest of justice, we're not moving forward with the case. So here's how it works. The police are the investigators. They take the reasonable articulable suspicion to affect the probable cause. The probable cause affects the arrest. And Tri-State Audit News, or in my position, myself is arrested. They take that information, they hand it over to the district attorney. In this situation, shout out to the district attorney for doing the right thing. We don't see it enough. The district attorney looked at the video footage that the police had, and they looked at the police report, and they said, listen, you had no cause to effect an arrest. So what happens is they go into court, and they say to the judge, Your Honor, we do not believe that the burden has been met by the police to move forward in charges. Tri-State Audit News did not commit a crime, so we would like to null prosecute all charges, or as you can see, the abbreviated version, null prosecute. What that means is the state is declining to move forward, thank you, Claudette, with charges at this time. Now, in the future, they can always rebring charges back because it wasn't dismissed with prejudice. But I've never seen the state null pros charges and it come back up. It won't. What they said today is this. So how did you find out that the case was being dismissed? How did that get to your ear?
We went to court.
Okay, so it was on the court date. Now, did the prosecutor approach you, or were you standing in front of the judge, and then that's when you got the new prosecutor spoke?
No, I had a lawyer, and he was a very good lawyer. He went in, took 2 minutes, talked to the prosecutor, came back out, said charges dismissed. All I had to do was wait a little over an hour to get my paperwork, but that was pretty much it.
So we got a question in the chat. Do you know what happened to the driver? Was he arrested or was he let go?
I still don't know. They're still not giving me that information. They are still saying it's under investigation.
So I haven't heard back. I put in a records request also. I didn't know the guy's name. I just used the date and time that you gave me, and I put a records request in as well. Just so you folks know, the Allegheny County Sheriff's Department has stripped your right to comment on their Facebook page. Facebook pages are public access. You have every right, excuse me, to redress your grievances. They don't care about your grievances. They don't care about what they did to this man. They don't care about what they did to his family and the food that they took out of their mouth. Now, we don't know just yet, but this guy could have been arrested, and his case will have a very fair look now because they know that it's connected to Tri-State Audit News, or he could have went free, and only one person went to jail that day, the guy that was out there exposing the cops. Now, Tri-State, do you have the ability to check your Cash App or your PayPal while we're up here to see if anyone's help send anything so we can see if we've met our goal of $200?
Yeah, yes, I can check on the check on my phone real quick. Refresh.
We're getting to this, Johnny Cash. We're getting to this because the Allegheny County Sheriff's not getting away with this. And stick around. His full unedited raw footage of this incident is going to be premiering right after this. We're actually going to go from here. We're going to go in the chat and we're going to support him. That's what we're supposed to
do. Just my original $2.
All right, guys, listen. Listen, I implore you guys. He's taken 30 minutes out of his day while he's watching his grandkids. He's got relatives in
almost,
town.
Buddy, almost.
He went out there to fight for your freedom. He took an arrest for your freedom. He gave up his freedom for your freedom. And his car was towed. Now, the lawsuit's incoming. Hope the Allegheny Sheriff's Department knows what's up with that. I've actually been searching Tri-State Audit News since we last spoke, and this is obviously a decision that you're going to have to make. But I do the 300-mile rule. I always look for an attorney that's 300 miles outside of the incident area, because inside that 300-mile radius, the attorneys are looking out for each other. A defense attorney or a civil attorney will throw you under the bus for a low case for something they think might help them later. So it's quid pro quo. Hey, prosecutor, I'm going to kill this case for this dude. You help me out later. We found two attorneys that are willing to take his case pro bono, that took a look at the video. And I didn't even tell him this until now. I always like to see the look of surprise. They're going to take his case at pro bono at no cost to him. Obviously, that's a decision that he needs to make, and they only have the information that I provided. But with the pictures of the null prosequi, the video at their disposal, they decided that this is a case that needs to be pursued. In the meantime, his grandson's eating hot dogs. Let's help the guy out. He paid $200 to get arrested for you, so his family could suffer, so there'd be just a little bit of accountability in a dot that you could throw a dart at a big map. Who can help him out? I know we can. I know we can do this for him. This is what it's all about. Tri-State Audit News doesn't have a big old house. He doesn't have 300,000 subscribers or 150,000 subscribers. He's not doing this. I told him this, and he goes, I don't care about the views. He's like, I really could care less. He's like, I just want to make sure that people get, exposure on this and that other people aren't victimized. Okay. Joey Simpson says he's on my way to help. Johnny Cash says, check again, Tri-State. Can we refresh the page? Who's going to help my friend Tri-State Audit News out here? Let's refresh your page here. See how many subs you got now. 921 for Tri-State Audit News. We're going to go over there right after this. We're trying to make this right. And that's how it happens. When the police screw up and hurt somebody and take them away from their family and strip food from a small child's mouth, it's up to us to come in and to help. So this is Tri-State Audits News, Tri-State Audits News channel. Go subscribe. What do you got there, Tri-State? Any new?
All right. Well, it's still my original $2, and I'm not saying that people aren't giving, because I don't know for sure, but that's what it keeps showing me, the $2. To let you know, I was having trouble with my Cash App earlier, trying to send some money.
Well, you know what you got to do? Try exiting out of the app altogether and then reopening it, because sometimes when I've gotten money, usually I have to close out and open it back up. In the meantime, guys, let's get ready for this video. Oh, it's getting ready to. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, this is the channel right here, folks. What do you got there, Tri-State? Anything yet?
Still 2.
All right. Guys, if you want, Kentucky Girl says I sent a PayPal. So you might be having some trouble. The Real Pollyanna also says look at PayPal. Can you check your PayPal account?
1 second, I can't hear you. All right. Sorry, my yeah, now we're
It's
on
okay.
my StreamYard.
Have you checked your PayPal account yet?
No, I can't really do that unless I do it on my computer, and that'll probably cut us off. So I don't want to do.
Well, here's
that
what we can
right
do. Everyone, what you can do is once we're done here, which is going to be right now, because we're going to go over to your chat. You can let us know in the chat in the premiere what you've got so far, so we can get you towards that goal. So here it is, guys. This is Tri-State Audit News. It's called Falsely Arrested by the Tyrant Squad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this link in the chat. If all my moderators could please just spam the chat with this link, I would appreciate it. It starts in 39 seconds. Everyone should be leaving here right now. I'm going to chat over there. I'm going to say hi. I see some folks over there. So we're all going to go over there right now. Tri-State Audit News. This is his channel right here. Okay, Tri-State Audit News. We're all going to go back and head over there right now. Let's go to videos. Should be right here. Here's his premiere. Oh, it started in 24 seconds, guys. Are you guys over there? Still 400 people here. Let's all leave. I'm going to end this right now. Tri-State Audit News, I want to thank you for everything that you've done for our freedom. And I'm going to meet you in the chat over there, and we're going to hold these guys accountable. Okay, my friend?
All right. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for your family sacrifice as well. So I'm going to drop him. He's going to be in his chat. Here we go. Here's Tri-State Audit News. He's doing it. I'm going over there right now. We're going to watch this together. And that is the reason I stopped you today.